Hello, Stackers. Who's your Stacker coming at you from Southern Indiana? Welcome on all to a Stackers gathering. How's everyone doing this evening? Hello, Still Ringer.
Hey, Hoosier. Hey, everybody in chat. Good to see you.
So, just got off the phone with the HVAC Residential Basics. He's under the weather, not COVID. Confirmed that earlier. He picked up what I had a couple weeks ago, the 24-hour bug or 36-hour bug, where I call it the pukey, sicky feeling. And sounds like he's got it, so he's under the weather tonight. Hope he'll be back in full force come Saturday for bingo night. Just don't breathe on the microphone. You'll be all right there, HVAC.
Yeah, I hope you get to feeling better soon there, HVAC. Always sucks to get sick, right?
Yeah. Hey, Gilbert Rogers, good to see you. Mark B, welcome. Donald in take two. Donald in New Mexico, good to see you. Welcome, my friend. Maria, hello. Good to see you, my dear. And HVAC, I see you out there lurking out there in the chat. Get well, my friend. We'll see you. We'll see you Saturday. And I know exactly where he's coming from on that pukey, sicky feeling, because I had a call into work a couple weeks ago for that. I woke up, I just wasn't feeling good, and the best way I could describe it was a pukey sensation, pukey, sicky sensation. It's like I just didn't feel good. I was like, yeah, I better not go in. So, and then the next day I was perfectly fine.
Yeah, I get that every now and then. Luckily, not too often. I get to where sometimes I just don't feel good, and I'm okay with that. But if I get to that point where it's that, then puking, I'll just turn into a big baby and stay home. You know? Nope, ain't doing it.
Yeah, well, I didn't get sick like that. I didn't have like nausea or vomiting or anything like that. I just didn't feel good. That's the best way to describe it. You just when you wake up, you just don't feel like. You just want to crawl back in bed and just rest. That's what that day was to me. So,
yep.
I don't get sick very often, so for me to pick up COVID and then recover and then get sick a few weeks after that, I mean, hell, I'm still vaccinated from getting my infusion from the COVID treatment, so I'm good till January.
Yeah,
technically. At least that's my excuse right now.
Yeah. Well, you never know. There's all kind of stuff that floats around every year, right?
Oh, yeah. Just another flu bug. We're not going to go down that road because everyone knows my opinion on the COVID stuff. Just another flu bug. I know some people disagree with me, but that's fine. But even though I actually picked it up, it's just another flu bug until we get herd immunity level of. Then we're just going to have our years of, well, we're going to have COVID's going to come and go year in, year out, just like any other flu. So fortunately, according to International Stacker a couple weeks ago, this current variant, him being in emergency management, has a pretty good inside track of stuff like this. But International Stacker was saying a couple weeks ago that all the data that he has seen from within the EMA, all the information that he has seen gave them the strong impression that this is actually a good thing, that this Omicron variant is actually a good thing because it's mutated so often or so much that it's not going to be nearly as severe. And because of the fact it's as easily transmissible as it is, they're actually saying that this is actually a blessing in disguise of this current variant. If we get herd immunity off of this current variant, that's a good thing because it's not nearly as severe.
Right. Yeah, that's I heard that. I watched that video too, and I kind of took out the same thing. As it seems that this one, even though it's going to be much easier to spread, it's the symptoms or severity of it is so much less that it could actually mean that the variants are going to start becoming weaker, is the way I took it.
Yeah, that's my understanding.
That could be a very good thing. Yeah.
Yep.
What we need, right?
If we reach herd immunity from if we reach herd immunity off of this current variant, then yeah, chalk it up at this point. Well, I guess we'll find out here in a couple months, but chalk it up as another flu bug and move on.
Yep. That'll be pretty awesome.
Yeah, I haven't heard if there's any other variants now, Don. This current one is Omicron variant. I haven't heard anything more since Omicron, so we'll see. We shall see if this is as International Stacker said, the blessing in disguise, that this will maybe get us to that level of herd immunity, and then we can just treat it just like another vaccine or just like another flu bug. We'll find out. Can't stop it. Might as well just embrace it.
Be a good thing.
Yep. Hey, Mark the Silver Shark, good to see you.
Welcome.
2 times was sick and got from flu, got the flag, and never again. Yeah. I know people that actually got the vaccines that actually were sicker than getting the actual bug itself.
That happens a lot, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
All I seem to hear about, at least that's the way it seems anyways, but I'm sure you don't hear about all the ones that do get it and don't have a problem, you know?
No, you don't hear about it. And of course, the media's not going to emphasize on things like that.
Yeah.
Hello, Rocky Mountain Live Prospecting. Good to see you. Welcome. So, yeah, this evening, yeah, we're just going to, with this being the New Year's or pre-New Year's Eve edition of A Stacker's Gathering, well, a couple announcements. First announcement is starting 2022, the shows will be at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. That includes both A Stacker's Gathering and also Silver Stacker Bingo, our once a month bingo show, which is actually going to be this coming Saturday. It's actually going to kick off at 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
Hey, look, there's Terry. Welcome, Terry.
Hey, Terry, 79. Yeah, I turned that on, Terry, because the trolls, if you guys been watching a lot of other channels here, they've been getting hammered with trolls here lately.
Aren't they bad?
They're really
terrible.
Yeah, they're really bad right now. So I turned on subscriber only mode to keep the trolls at bay. Hopefully, so far so good. So yeah, we're changing up a little bit of the Stackers Gathering again. Where the shows will be at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, both for A Stackers Gathering starting next year, or starting Saturday actually, and for Silver Stacker Bingo. Now for a bingo, we're going to start the stream at 7 p.m. to allow people to sign up who have not signed up, and just to do some housekeeping, just get together and just hang out for a little bit before we actually do the actual game, which will be the game. In theory, we're trying to do this where we'll do all the signing people up and do all the other stuff that always gets us behind in advance, and then by the time 8 o'clock rolls around, we'll be ready to just go straight into bingo. At least that's the theory anyway. Well, we shall see.
It always works out, right?
You know how it goes. Yeah, we're going to be on for an hour or so, 2.5 hours later, 3 hours later.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, it is. Let the trolls in, says Terry. No. Nick Moeller was having the fun when he's treating it like an arcade game on his last show. He's like, get him. People were all his mods were whacking the trolls as they were coming in. It's pretty funny.
There's a lot of them. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's just been really bad here the last week or so. About the last week and a half.
Yep.
Just a lot of trolls here lately.
Yep, bots. What I'm seeing is bots. They come in, just type in that whatever they type in, that funny saying.
And then some of them have look like they have Russian names on it.
Yeah.
And I'm sort of a little bit reluctant to ban a Russian name because I got subscribers now who are in Russia.
Yeah,
I actually have 3 or 4 people in Russia, and they actually have legit coin sites or coin channels. I've looked them up. They look legit. So
sure.
I don't want to ban out anything as who's Russian, because I know other people are just, oh, that's a Russian. That's a Russian name. Ban them. No, don't ban them. You don't know if they're real or not.
Yeah, only if you're typing that bot word in there. Hey, Sheep Network Now, welcome. Good to see you. And Jimmy Licari, welcome. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by.
The commie channel. Hey, Terry's, just so you know, I did ship off that package to Salivate Meadow a couple of days ago. He should be getting it anytime now. Just so you know. I don't know if I haven't actually seen or heard anything from him about it. He may not actually do anything with it because the fact it is what it is on that coin, but I did ship that off to him a couple of days ago. Hey, Jimmy, good to see you. And Sheep, welcome. I actually need to I haven't made it to the coin shop this week because I went by there yesterday to pick up shinies because Scott Loves YouTube's donated, and both you and HVAC have donated for the spots on the wheel, or however we decided to spin it off. And for the people who have not won before, I was going to pick up some shinies for that and a couple more shinies. And I went to the coin shop yesterday, and they're closed and from Christmas Eve until January 3rd.
Really?
They took the whole week and a half off or whatever.
Dang.
It's like, good for them.
Wish I could do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I went up there and everything's closed up, and yep, we're closed till January 3rd from the 24th to January 3rd. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Good to be able to do something like that.
Yeah, it must be nice. I got to work overtime this week because this is our shutdown week, and you got to get everything done while they're shut down.
Yeah, this is my shutdown week as well, and I'm getting some stuff done. But we actually, because we've been where we've been at here this past year when it comes to production, we've actually had the opportunity to pull stuff ahead. So this Christmas has actually been rather light. So the bosses gave us opportunity to not be there this time around. Normally we're there hard at it during Christmas time, because that's like you, that's about the only time we can get stuff done is during Christmas time. So yeah, I mean, so everyone else may be off, but we're not.
Right. Huh. That's how it goes, right?
Yep.
Oh, well.
Hey, Jamie.
Stacking Perpetrator, welcome. Good to see you. Thanks for
Stacking. By. Yeah, Stacking Perpetrators. He's relatively new into the community. Been watching him here lately. He's really making a name for himself. Welcome. Yeah, he signed up as he became a subscriber a couple weeks ago, I believe. So he's really growing really fast. So check him out, everyone.
That's good.
A lot of good people out here this evening. So what we're going to be talking about this evening is, since this is a pre-New Year's Eve show, last show for 2021, I figure we just spend the time out here just picking each other's brains, and our brain, and let's talk about our New Year's resolutions in regards to precious metals. What is your New Year resolution for you for 2022 from a precious metal perspective? Hey, Cap Vic, good to see you. Welcome.
Hey, Cap Vic, welcome.
So I'll start. I know exactly where I'm going to go with this. I'm actually, for 2022, my main focuses are continue improving the Silver Stacker Bingo Show, continue doing the Silver Stacker Mega-Thon, and those are the short-term things. And then along the way, pick up some silver. I'm still really comfortable with just focusing on Constitution. I'm not really I haven't really had any interest in stacking back into bullion yet, and I think that's because the premiums are so damn expensive right now. Mm-hmm. I'd rather just stick with the Constitutional. I love my Constitutional, especially my Benjis. I love my Benjis.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. That's what I'm thinking about for silver, and then try to pick up some gold. About, I don't know, maybe a quarter ounce of gold once every couple of months. That's what I'm going to try to focus on. That was actually my resolution for 2021, was to focus on constitutional and gold, which I did do the constitutional, but I didn't get any gold this past year.
Yeah.
What about you?
Me, I'm going to try, and I'll say try. I'm going to try not to keep buying this high premium stuff. I'm going to try to get back to, I really want to get back on the constitutional myself. I strayed away from that for a long time. I was into these nice, beautiful Morgans and some of this other stuff I picked up, but now it's really just, got that itch for that constitutional again. So I'm really wanting to try to start getting some of that. And that's kind of where I'm wanting to stay, is that I'm not even really worried about bullion or anything right now. I'm just kind of focusing on constitutional at the moment.
Stay away from the expensive shinies.
Yeah, I mean, my last 2 purchases have been very high dollar, and I want to kind of get back to some stuff that, is not, and that I could possibly use if needed, that kind of stuff. So that's where I'm focusing on.
Well, you got that 1 kilo whatever thing that you got. Was that your last major shiny purchase, premium purchase?
I'd say major, yes. I got another one in. I just grabbed it out of the mailbox where I sat down here. It's expensive if you look at per ounce, but it's nothing like that kilo was, but I actually got a channel round in today from another YouTuber I thought was cool. So those get pretty pricey, but yeah, so the high end stuff I've been getting a lot of, and I'm gonna try not to. And I really need to get that cheaper, that constitutional, and I'm wanting it right now. Anyways, I'm there for a while. I wasn't too interested in it, right? But now I'm kind of like just making that circle, like I talked about. I usually do, and now I'm circling right back to constitutional again.
Yeah, I just I was really into the bullion stuff in 2020. I mean, I was buying up all a bunch of bullion stuff, but I started out with just generics, and then I want to get into I want to get into the coins, because everyone says that the coins are going to retain their value more than generics will. So I got rid of all my generic in 2020 for my 1 ounce Gold Buffalo proof. I actually trade out all my generics for at 1 ounce Gold Buffalo proof. Mm-hmm. So that was a sweet deal, because when I was buying up all the generic rounds and bars, the premium, the GSR at the time was like 100 to 1. It was like really, really spread, and big spread between the two. And then when I went to go trade out all my generics for that Gold Buffalo, the GSR went down to 77 to 1. So I actually made out like a bandit. That was just good timing on my part.
Yeah. He's only going to buy high premiums in 2022.
Yeah, and he's going to get rid of all his generics.
Yeah, that was pretty much me. That's about all I bought, it seems like, in 21.
Well, Don, you see what HVAC says. Hit him up. He'll buy them from you.
Hey, Barbara, welcome. Good to see you.
Hey, Barbara. So yeah, that's I'm still, when it comes to the gold, I have made that decision that I'm just going to, when I do buy gold, it's just going to be quarter ounces. It's just going to be quarter ounces going forward, because I'm still convinced that it's going to be easier if I ever have to exit. It's going to be easier to exit with quarter ounce gold than it will be at 1 ounce gold, especially if the premium, if everything goes to the moon as everyone's predicting.
Yeah, I'm going to try some gold, but I don't know that I'm going to go to quarter. I don't know that I want to spend that much at one time, even though I've done it on silver. It seemed kind of silly, but I don't know. I'm going to try to look for. I found a really good deal. It was a couple weeks ago for a 1/10 ounce American Gold Eagle, and it was like I forget what it was, just over 200, like 210. Everybody else is selling them for around 230.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I almost jumped on those, but at the same time, I got that kilo, and I said, oh, I better not. I better wait. So
Yeah, that kilo was a hefty chunk of metal.
yes, it is. And
So there's my pride and joy right there.
yeah, those things are awesome. I really want one of those. That's probably my favorite gold coin that I can think of. Really, I mean, they're just awesome. Beautiful.
That's why you got with my trading out and it was an even trade too. It didn't cost me any extra fee. I was an even trade, 77 ounces of silver for this 2008 Buffalo Proof. So that's my pride and joy. This is probably of the gold that I have. This is probably this is the most sentimental. This will be the last one I will, if I get rid of my gold. This will be the last piece of gold I'll get rid of because it has more sentimental value to me now than before, because my gold, I've never had gold until 2020. This was my very first gold piece, and it will be my very last gold piece. I'll sell everything else out first before I sell this guy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got more sentimental value to me now than monetary value now, so I'll hold on to it.
Yeah. No, that's Hoosiers, Donald.
Yep, this is my bad boy here, Donald. This is what I use. This is what I traded my 77 ounces of generic bars and rounds I had collected in 2020. I trade all that out for this Buffalo. So it's just because of the fact that it is my very first piece of gold. I am not going to part ways with that anytime soon. Like I said, it'll probably end up being the last piece of gold I'll have if I do exit. I probably won't sell it until the bitter end.
Yeah. Yeah. No, what's funny too is I believe like a year ago, those things were more than the American Gold Eagles of 1 ounce. Is that correct?
At one time they were like $50 or $75 more than an Eagle.
Right. Yeah. So when I was looking, because I was looking at those too, thinking maybe I'd buy me one. They were actually cheaper now than the AGEs. I was like, wow. So it's kind of reversed,
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I thought it was like when I was looking about 8 months ago, they were actually the same price. I'm like, where'd that come from?
yeah.
Because I remember when I first started looking at gold in 2020. Yeah, it is always the Buffaloes were always more expensive than the Eagles, and everything else was cheaper than the Eagles themselves. So it was always the most expensive was the Buffalo, followed by the Eagles, and then all the other sovereign nation gold. Your Britannias and all the other ones were always cheaper than the Eagles. But yeah, here lately, yeah, it's actually done a 180.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that. It made me want to buy one even more. So I was really trying not on that one. I was like, man,
So there's my other pride and joy there. It's just beautiful, beautiful coins.
Yes, they are.
Oh, that's not even a proof. I don't know. Do you even want to classify a proof, because they're already proof like to begin with,
Yeah, they kind of make them. They look, remind me of the reverse proof, basically, right? So how they make them like that.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's I'm down to. I actually had a bar. I actually had a Pimp Swiss bar. I ended up having to sell that for bills. And then, so I actually had 4 ounces, but I'm down to 3 ounces of gold now. So yeah, but yeah, I've been asking the question here lately, and haven't really gotten a solid answer from LCSs, because I think they don't want to admit it. But I've been asking the question, is it from a LCS standpoint, is it going to be easier for you to flip quarter ounces than 1 ounce?
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like, especially if the premiums go as high as they are, they're predicting, I think it's going to be easier for them to flip 1 ounce, or it's going to be easier for them to acquire from you a quarter ounce because they know that they'll be able to flip it easier than a 1 ouncer.
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
But then again, you have the old schoolers, the old farmers, the old timers that remember when gold was, $150 an ounce. So,
Right.
and they can, and here we are where we're at now, times 10 than it was 20 or 30 years ago, and we're still buying it. So maybe that doesn't really hold much water. It just seems like if gold goes up to $5,000 an ounce, or is someone going to be able to shell out $5,000, whereas they might be able to shell out, $1,200.
Right. I know. I'd be.
That's still, which is still a chunk of change. So
yeah. Mm-hmm. Is my camera looking okay out there? Clearing out HVAC? I know you said it was fuzzy. I'm not sure.
yeah, it looks nice and crisp to me.
Yeah. Not sure what's going on there. It seems like it's going in and out like that. Something YouTube, but it's not doing that on Melon. It's always stayed good. So.
Oh yeah, I don't know why it does that. It seems like it happens all the time. It comes and goes like that outside Melon.
Yeah, so I just got these in. Look how beautiful that peace dollar is. I can't believe that thing's amazing. I love that.
Oh yeah.
She's got a few scratches, but man,
yeah, she's been through the ringer a couple of times.
Yeah. Okay, that thing is beautiful.
That is very nice detail.
Yeah, I got that $25. Can you believe that?
Wow.
And that's maybe expensive to some people here that get some awesome deals, but to me, that's a good price. I was super happy to get that one in. I couldn't believe that. I was like, man, I like that one. I got that with the same as this one. Like, wow, this one here. Well, this one.
Look like someone scratched her eyes out.
Yeah, this one's been that's been around the world a couple times, I think. I don't know.
Someone's taking it out on her. It looks like her eyes are all scratched out. And
I'll put that one back up there. I don't know. Yeah, bargain bin basement or a deal or what? No, just caught somebody having them for a good price. That's when you buy them, right?
$25. Yeah, it's a pretty good. I remember when I first got some Morgans, they were like, I think they were $25, and then I went back a couple of weeks later, and they shot up to $35. I was like, that's it, I'm out.
Yeah, I know.
That's it.
I'm off on them.
Yeah. And I didn't hold on to my Morgans very long. I had a few Morgans, I had a few pieces, and I went ahead and auctioned them all back out because it was like, I'm not a collector. So I held on to them for a while. Yeah, they were nice and pretty and shiny, but let's sell them and buy some more to stack with. So that's what I did.
Yeah.
I know people swear those are the best things out there when it comes to old silver.
Yeah. Don't worry, HVAC. I won't be cleaning it.
Ship it down there.
Like that. Man.
Gonna say it's got a nice tone to it.
Yeah. Yep, that's a nice one. That's gonna go on my desk. It's a beauty. That's what I look for. Those right there. I'm constantly looking for those, and I seen that one on somebody's page where they were selling it. Oh yeah.
So let's see who else out here wants to divulge their New Year's resolutions for precious metals. What you guys going to try to do this coming year for your precious metal? Are you going to focus on one metal over the other? Are you going to say hell with it all? I'm just going to get out of it entirely. Are you going to focus on the more expensive stuff like Stillringer likes to spend money on, or do you want to pull it back and get back to the cheap stuff? And for me, I'm just all about the weight. So that's why I like my Constitutional, because it's relatively inexpensive compared to bullion, and I just like grab my hands, rub my hands through it and everything. So
Yeah. Hoosier says, or HVAC says, check your email, Hoosier.
I'm checking my email at this time.
Gunnar Gunderson says he has a few peace dollars, but can't get them to pay compared to the Canadian canoes, huh?
Oh man, HVAC, what are you doing? Let me show you what HVAC likes to do in his spare time. Let me show you what he likes to do in his spare time.
Oh boy.
There you go. HVAC likes to clean his shinies.
Oh boy. He's got 3 different bowls set up there. Dang.
He may
be a 5-gallon bucket or something.
he may not be feeling he may be feeling under the weather, but it's not enough to stop him from cleaning his shinies. And a pack of smokes along the way.
What's that dip it? What is that stuff?
Silver dip detarnishing is what I think it says. Silver dip detarnishing.
Huh. Barbara said it looks like HVAC is baking. Yeah. Oh.
You know, some people like to cook, other people just like cleaning their shinies.
Yeah, I thought it was just like a Dawn dish soap or HVAC, a dip it solution. I don't know. I got some. Let's see here. These buffaloes, Indian heads. I got in. I think I need to send these to HVAC. Some of these things are sticky. You know. I hate that. Get in this stuff. I don't know what goes on where they just sit somewhere and they get yellow, like sticky stuff on them or whatever, you know. I don't know what causes that, but I think I need to ship these down to HVAC. Maybe you can take care of that for me.
Yeah, you don't want to. Makes you wonder what type of gunk gets on these coins, and maybe at the same time, maybe you don't want to know. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe the less you know, the better.
Yep. I think some of these could benefit from that.
Yeah. Man, I like my dirty constitutional, but there is a limit. I'll just have to wash my hands when I'm done with it.
Yeah.
There's not a limit. They're all shiny, but I'll wear some. If they're really nasty, then I'll wear some gloves. But don't worry. You don't wear gloves on constitutional.
Nah. Well, on these here, I don't know if anybody be out there would be interested in them, but I actually got these. I wanted to see if some bingo player out there might be interested in having these sent in for like just a giveaway, and somebody wins like 10 of them so they can use them as bingo place cards like I do, to kind of cover up your numbers.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if anybody be interested in some of those for that, but picked up some extras in case somebody might.
So HVAC says soak them in distilled water for a couple days. Get that nasty stuff off of there.
I may do that.
And then lick your fingers as Donald has instructed you to. Lick your fingers, finger.
I don't do that one, no. I may somebody wants them, I may do that for sure. I don't want to send out sticky coins.
Can you imagine? Imagine the type of stuff that's on those coins.
Yeah.
You just don't want to know. You don't want to know.
No, Just hope it's all dead, right?
Hey, Silver Loving Lou, good to see you. Welcome. So yeah, keep your hands away from your face and all orifices while you're cleaning shinies.
Yeah,
or messing with shinies.
Stack of Perpetrators, right? It says the paper money has way more nasties on it than Constitutional. That's right,
Yeah,
because silver is
that's
pretty
true.
much antibacterial, right? But
That's true.
these little things here, I don't think these have any silver in them, so that's not going to help these ones.
So our bingo game stresses out Terry 79. Good.
Oh, Terry.
It's all for fun. We like stressing you out, Terry.
It's rough, Terry. I'll tell you, it's rough. I don't know how Donald does it. Man, that one's got like a thing on his head there. What's going on with that one?
Like a big bruise.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of like those. This is, one of my one of my first things that I've got, and I for some reason I just really like these Indian heads. That's just same as that gold one. For whatever reason, I just really like that on a coin. It looks a great design, I guess, right?
See, I don't see a lot of Indian heads around here. At least not not any that's been graded and slabbed. I don't see like bargain bin Indian heads. If there were bargain bin Indian heads laying around here, I would grab some. Or if they had some bargain bin war nickels, I would grab some of those. Yeah. But I don't see a whole lot of those at my LCS. Of course, I don't. That's the only one I go to. I don't go up to anything around Indy. I need to get up that way. I should have done that this week since my LCS is closed. I should have went up that way, but I didn't want to drive an hour and a half.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to call around again. I want more Constitutional, but last time I called it was 22 and a half times face, and I just don't want to do that, So I may have to try to call around a couple more places, see if anybody's got that 20. 20 seems to be the magic number for me,
If it's under 20, you're happy.
20 or below, yeah. If it goes over that, I'm just like, I'm just gonna hold it. You know what I mean?
It hasn't been under 20 for a while though, has it?
Probably not, but I haven't bought, any Constitutional in a while. Last time I did it was 20 times.
Seems like it's been hovering around 22, 23 face here lately.
Yeah.
Hey, Mac McBride, good to see you. Welcome.
Just like a stick in the mud on some of that stuff sometimes, whatever reason.
So, Mac, I can't remember if you were here or not. I did receive your donation from CoinCrew. I can't remember if you were here last time or not when I showed that to you, or when I showed that to everybody. But in case I did not, there's your donation. Or actually, yeah, this is your donation that you won from CoinCrew that you said put it to the Mega Galls. So I did get it.
It's a nice looking one too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not too bad. Not as detailed as that one that you have. There's definitely more wear on this guy.
Well, it looks better than this
in comparison. No, better than the other one.
Looks a lot better than that one, that's for sure.
Yeah, that looks like HVAC's got hold of it.
This is. I see HVAC down there in the chat rubbing it in. He got something for Spot.
Yeah.
Thanks, HVAC.
Yeah. He likes to do that. Look what I can get. Yeah. Local. Oh my, he doesn't have to drive an hour and a half.
I know.
And then someone else out of the blue, they donated this 21 Morgan. This Gary S. Shelton donated this 21 Morgan to the Gall.
Yeah.
So yeah, I couldn't remember, Mac, if you had seen that or not. So I thought, since I saw you out there, I thought I'd go ahead and show it again. Yep, someone's going to be very happy with this box. And that actually doesn't include everything, because per CoinCrew, per Angel, all the shinies that they donated a week and a half ago or a week ago. They said put it all towards the bingo. So that's what we did.
Wow.
So all the stuff that they donated went into the bingo box here. Now, I actually had to get a bigger box. Hang on a second.
Hey, 711 Lou, welcome. Good to see you.
I had to get a bigger box just for the bingo stuff. So all this stuff in here is bingos prizes. I have 40.
Oh boy.
40 envelopes in there, I believe now. Something like that.
Wow.
And I mixed up the stuff that Coin Crew donated into all the other stuff, because they donated some pretty awesome stuff. They donated Morgan, they donated a piece. Yeah, they donated a 1 ounce silver Shrek.
That's a Christmas Shrek too, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a Christmas Shrek.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
So they donated that Christmas Shrek, they donated a Morgan, they donated a piece, and they donated some fractional Libertad. So I mixed all of them up into all the other stuff that's in this box. So yeah, we're going to have a really good time for the winners for the next several bingo games. May actually have to start doing more than one bingo game a month at this rate.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be some happy people out here to hear that. If you say,
I don't think too many people would complain about that. Put a one in the chat if you're going to complain about having more than one bingo game a month.
Yeah, but yeah, that would be a bad idea to do 1 or 2 extra here and there while you have some extra shinies to give out, right?
Yep. But yeah, it's a pretty nice wins. I went ahead and gave Coin Crew and Mrs. Coin Crew a spot in the donation box anyway, because of the fact that they donated so much stuff.
Yeah.
I went ahead and gave them a spot, even though all their shinies went into the bingo box here. I went ahead and gave them spots into the Mega Gods. So I have the bingo box as the bingo prizes, and I got this, and I got the Mega God box here. So I got 2 separate boxes going on here.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, between these two boxes, there's probably about, I would say, about $300, I would think, and acquiring fund or money, I guess, would be about $300.
Is that it? I was thinking it was going to be more than that.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not really I'm not keeping a whole lot of tracking on it.
Yeah, it's getting up there anyways, right?
Oh yeah. But yeah, I could actually use the bingo box here for stacker gathering giveaways too. I got enough of them. Like I said, there's about 40 envelopes in there last time when I
40
repacked everything. It's about 40 envelopes.
That looks like a perfect box for that.
Yeah, I found this. This is actually down here in the studio or in the basement. Another box from the thrift store. $6.95.
Good one there.
Has a WOS, the old radio station up there in Chicago, I believe. WOS Music Radio 89.
Wow. It's got some age on it, isn't it?
Yeah. And I also threw in their stickers too. So all the stickers that they gave me 2 of the squirrel stickers. I'm keeping one of those because that's just awesome. That's just an awesome sticker.
Yeah, it is.
So I kept one of the squirrel stickers, and I kept one of the Coin Crew stickers, but all the other stickers I threw into the box to be given. So people win. If people win a Coin Crew donation, then they're going to get one of their stickers too.
Yeah, that'll be cool. I don't even have one of those squirrel stickers yet. Dang it.
Squirrel. That's just squirrel sticker. So yeah, when people win shinies that was donated by Coin Crew, they'll get their stickers along the way.
Yeah. Yeah, HVAC says he's thinking it's closer to 600.
Could be. I'm not really paying a whole lot of attention because I mean, I don't know how much a Morgan goes for, like this guy here. I mean, I don't know what would be a going price for. I want to say 35, $40, but I don't know. I have no idea what these things are worth.
Oh well.
Well, I mean, this bullion's pretty easy. 1 ounce bullion. There's your face value, or there's your spot price, and I don't know, maybe a $2 to $3 premium on top of that. So, 30, 29, $30 for one of these guys, and I got 5 of these right here. So there's $150 right there if that's the case.
Yeah.
Did I do my math right? 3, 6, 9. Yeah, $150 here. $150 right here, and just these bars right here. If it's going for like $30 acquisition cost, as HVAC called it last week. That's $150 right there.
Yeah.
So all right, so I have more than just a couple $100.
Yeah, Terry, you need to start you a box for sure. Sure, you get quite a few donations.
And I actually have some people who have donated partials into the box, but they haven't gave me the full amount yet to add them to the giveaway. So like Shady here has this. He won this 69 proof Kennedy, but it's only like $6. So I'm trying to reach out to people who have won to see if they want to chip in the balance to get into the Mega Golf.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm working on that. So yeah, I got a lot of things going on now.
Yeah.
Keeps me busy. Keeps me from going out and spending money all the time in town.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a plus there. Up. We're talking about Stormy Daniels. What are we talking about Stormy Daniels about here? We all know who Stormy Daniels is, right? I know who she is.
If I remember correctly.
She was very well known back in the 90s.
Yeah.
80s. Probably more like 90s.
Yeah, I would think so. 90s. If it's the one I'm thinking of. Stormy Daniels.
So put my shinies up.
Everybody should buy $2.80 face value every week, says HVAC.
How much? Everyone should buy $2.08. Okay, so 2 ounces basically, right? $1.40.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, $1. That's basically 2 ounces a week. That doesn't sound too unreasonable from if you look at it from the constitutional standpoint. That doesn't sound too unreasonable.
I don't know what that comes out to be and what it is right now, $22.50.
Yeah, so a lot more like $45, $50.
Gotta be getting up there close, yeah.
$45, $50 a week. See, for me, it'd be remembering to go to the coin shop weekly to buy stuff, because I actually have to go out of my way to go to the coin shop. So if it was on my way, it'd be a whole lot easier. But then, of course, I would be spending a lot more money too. So it works out. That's out of my way.
Yeah, well, I've got the problem. There's too much online to pick from, so even if I don't go to the coin shop, there's still so much online to choose,
Well, I was actually thinking, since my coin shop's closed this week, I was actually thinking about going back online and grabbing those shinies for the giveaway box. Then I thought, well, hell, why do that when I just come out here to the community and ask people out here, hey, I need about 5 ounces of silver. Can you guys help me out?
Yeah.
I mean, I bet I can I'm sure we can get a better deal in the community than we ever could with the LCS.
Yeah, if you look around, that's actually where these $2 came, was from somebody in the coin community,
Yeah.
So absolutely you can.
So I'm thinking, let me pull up my spreadsheet real quick here because that actually is a good idea to put out there for anyone right now who wants to sell me 5 ounces of silver, five 1 ounce rounds, bars, or coins for $25 a piece. I think that's how much. Let me see how many coins I need. Where's my megathon? Here it is. Donations. So
HVAC said Donald's wanting to get rid of his whole stack.
so Scott loves YouTube. I need to pick him up a shiny. And then Rocky Mountain Life Prospecting, he donated $25 to give Donald another spot into the Mega Golf. So I need to pick up a shiny there, and then you and HVAC donated $25 each. So I need to pick up 2 more shinies there. So a total of 5. I need to get 5 more ounces of silver into the box, but I couldn't get to the LCS today. So if you guys want to sell me 5 ounces of coins or bars or rounds, individual 1 ounce pieces, email me. Let me know if you're interested. If I can get them for like $25 or so a piece, that'd be cool. Might go over a little bit because what spot right now? 20. I don't know. Last time I checked, spot was like 2270 something.
Yeah, it was about the last time I looked at it too. Just a couple of days ago, actually, for me.
So it was when I was going out to the bullion stores. They were selling their generic rounds for like $26.43 or something like that. I think SD had them for like $26.43.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I don't want to have to go through them because I like to buy local or buy through the community before going back through them a second time.
Yeah, I mean that's a great idea. If somebody wants to get rid of some, that'd be awesome.
Donald's wanting to cash out.
Well, I seen where he said he was just wanting to get rid of his generics, and that's what you're wanting. So hey, good deal there.
So yeah, if there's anyone out here that's interested in selling me 5 ounces of silver, these would be donated into the Mega Gall. We can cash out the funds to you, and then they go, like I said, all the shinies go right into the Mega Gall. Like I said, one goes for Rocky Mountain Life Prospecting for a donation that he did for Donald. One goes for Scott Loves YouTube, and then let's see, and then one for HVAC's $25 donation for the runner-up spot, and also a steel ringer for a runner-up spot. So yeah, for the people that don't hit the grand prize, the runner-up spots, we're going to add them to something. To the Mega.
So I'm looking right now on SD Bullion, and we're sitting at 2316 for silver right now, and a 1 ounce silver buffalo generic is 2634.
Yeah, that's about what it was a couple days ago.
I don't know. There's something about that. That's a great looking coin, or that's a round, but still.
So we're looking at a $3 premium, so 15% spread, about 15%.
Sure, sounds right.
I
don't math.
That's me crunching numbers in my head real quick just to guesstimate about 15% premium. That doesn't sound too awful bad.
No, that's pretty good. All that stuff we talked about before is, the premium that's paying for everybody to dig it out of the ground and make it into planchets and then send it to get whatever's put on them, get all that stuff done, packaged up. So it's not too bad.
Yeah, that's how I see it now. So someone out here that's new to stack and be like, why do I want to spend an extra 15%? Well, it's not just the metal that you're paying for. There's a whole lot of infrastructure behind it.
Yep, sure is. Can't imagine how much there is really,
And when you hear conversations from like Andre there from Alex Lexington that we interviewed. What was it, last week, week before last? He explained all the logistics of stuff, of getting stuff out of the ground and mining it, and making it into planchets and stamping them out, and all the machinery involved to make all that happen, plus all the logistics of transporting stuff everywhere. Yeah, you have to think about things like that. It's not just about the spot price.
Yep. We just want to get it as close as possible, right?
Yep. But it's one of those things where I try not to think about the spot price being a stacker, because it's for me, it's all about the long-term stuff. Of course, that being said, I'm supposed to be buying consistently and steadily, and I've not been doing that. I just haven't been able to. I need to start getting. I guess I'm going to have to add that to one of my New Year's resolutions. I'm going to have to be more consistent about buying silver.
Yeah.
Than I have been, because right now I'm only going to the coin shop about once every 6 to 8 weeks. Just not enough time. Just not enough consistency there. So I have got to get more on a bi-weekly basis anyway.
Yeah. As I said on one of his premium here, now I just looked, and they've got a 2021 South Korean silver Chiwoo Cheong Wang. The brand new one's out now.
And how much are those? How much are what's that premium?
$32.88 for 1 ounce.
Yeah. Pass.
It's not bad, but yeah, it's not, I don't know. It's got that shield on the back of it, though. That's what that dog buy shield.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I guess I just can't get in. I just can't get into the. If I want a nice shiny, I want cheap. Yeah. So I guess my stack will be boring by the time everything's said and done, because it's all about the weight for me. Yeah. I think that's why a lot of people start as stackers, and they start getting into more of the coin collecting side of things, because they want the attractiveness of something besides a generic round.
Yeah.
Something cheap, something that's just a piece of metal. They want the art, and they want the craft that's involved in making shinies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Of course, you have to pay for it. So there's the trade-off. So.
Yep. And I get into things where I want to buy, if they have different sizes of the same coin, I want to buy every dang size. That's why now they came out with this Aztec calendar. I've got most of the Aztec calendars, and now they came out with the 10th and I think the 20th and the quarter. So now I got to get those.
Yeah. So it's just, you start with, I guess right now, my attraction right now, if there is such a thing when it comes to collecting, would be the ship series, the HMS ship series, because I think there was like 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah, well, they just came out with those too. Yeah, so that was the other one. I've got the 1 ounce and the 2 ounce, and now they came out with the quarter, the 10th, and I want to say the 20th as well, if I remember correctly. I know they got the quarter and the 10th out, and they didn't used to have those out. I think that's new for this year. Well, I think they just started at the end of this year, but yeah, those were new. So when I got my 2, they did not have the quarter and the 10th out, but now they do. So yeah, I want those as well now, of course.
Well, see, my LCS still has the HMS ship series that I got I put into the gall for dove season. They still have some of those. They're all the same. They're all the same ship. They're not like the series. So yeah, if I really want to get into it, I need to start looking at the series. But I'm trying to keep everything local the best I can. I'm trying not to go back to an LCS or back to a bullion online store, because I know you're paying a premium there too. So
yep,
I'm cheap, damn it.
Yeah.
I'm a cheapskate.
Yeah, it's all about self-control for me, and unfortunately, I don't have much of it. So I end up starting to like a lot of stuff, and then I end up starting to buy it. It's like, that's all.
Oh, where's Dove's coin at? Oh, where's it at? Oh, there it is. There it is.
I was looking for HVAC's comment. He's just lost it again. There you go. He says, I have 7 different LCS I can hit within 45 minutes of my house, and it's killing me.
Yeah,
I don't need that problem.
Rub it in. See, there's Dove's ship. I don't know which one that is. I mean, but I understand there's like 5 or 6 different ship designs on the coin.
Well, but that's specifically the Cook Islands HMS Bounty.
Is this the Bounty?
Yep.
Does it say Bounty anywhere on it?
I'm not sure.
No, it doesn't. I don't see it on the obverse or the reverse. It just says on the obverse. It just shows Cook Islands and the year in Elizabeth II.
Yeah,
and her mug shot.
Yeah, I've got those pulled up right now. Still, the quarter and the 10,000 of the HMS Bounty. And that's what you got too. And the yours is the 2022, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yep. And now they came out the quarter and the 10th on those.
See, I wouldn't be interested in the fractionals. I'd rather just, especially with silver. If I'm going to go fractional with silver, I'll just buy some more Constitutional.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to like stack it, but I think it's just cool to have the set, for whatever reason. That's just me.
I wouldn't mind having the set of the 1 ouncers. But to have the sets of the fractionals, pass. Go buy some Constitutional. But if I had the set of the 1 ouncers, then that'd be cool. But I said the same thing about the Morgans. I thought, well, that's cool. So I bought a whole bunch of Morgans, held on to them for a couple months, and then sold them. So it just doesn't hold my. I just have I guess I have a short attention span when it comes to coins.
Yeah. Oh, that's not too bad. Hero's got the regular old junk silver. It says junk. I don't like calling it junk. I call it Constitutional, but they call it junk.
Yeah.
2122 times face. That's not too bad.
That's not too bad.
That's
not
just
too
bad.
bad.
They give you.
Of course, there's some people out here that we shall not name that get to that spot.
Oh well, I can't.
I don't blame them, but dang it, must you rub it in? Yes, you must. Look what I can get, what you guys can't.
I would too.
Yeah, me too. And then I would taunt it just like he is. I mean, like just the same. Look what I got for 18x.
I need to stop looking at these websites. I know that. Man. I don't know. It's fun though. It's fun getting to see all the different stuff they come out with. A lot of it just doesn't catch my eye at all. But for some reason, some of it just
And that's the big thing for me. And I do the exact same thing with anything. It doesn't even have to be coins. It's got to catch my eye. It has to come up to me and slap me to get my attention.
Yeah.
And it's not coins are a perfect example. Like all the shinies that my LCS has, it was the ship. There was the Cook Island ship coin that caught my attention out of all the coins that he has. It was the ship. Now, even the Constitutional, that's right next to the tube of ship coins. I mean, I was looking at the generic rounds out of the bargain bin for the mega, and I kept glancing over at the ship, kept glancing over. I'm like, well, obviously I want one of those because I kept looking at it.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where, well, perfect example. Another example was when I went there looking for a quarter ounce gold eagle. I was looking for a quarter ounce gold eagle, and I almost bought some quarter ounce gold eagles at the LCS. And then the 10-gram gold Geiger caught my attention. Yeah. So instead of buying the gold eagle, I bought the Geiger. But it has to be, that's how I normally shop on everything. It's got to be one of those things that just come up and slap me and say, hey, buy me.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes like something like that, you got to figure you can probably go just about anywhere and get a gold eagle, but you don't do the Geigers too much. So when you see it's the time to buy on stuff like that, you know.
My understanding is that the 10-gram gold Geigers are hard to come by. So, and I know two people right off the top of my head that would fight for it if I ever put it up for sale.
Yeah.
Oregon Stagger and Plumber Stagger.
Yeah, you don't see them as much. That's for
They
sure.
would duke it out for that 10 gram because I showed it to them. I showed it to them day one. They're like, "We want that." It's like, you can't have it. We want this. It's like, I might sell it to you in the future. Not right now though.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought about getting a little one, but I didn't do it. If I buy any gold this year, it's just going to be small stuff. I wouldn't mind getting a 10th ounce gold eagle, but I kind of look more towards the Mexican gold myself for whatever reason. I kind of like the little dos pesos and stuff like that. They're cheap. I just like the design of them. I think they're, a little small amount of gold. So, yeah, do stuff like they were talking about doing. And,
Don't the pesos have like what 10% or something like that? Very small amount.
no, I think it's more than that. It's just not as much. I forget. I'd have to look it up. But I want to say like 80 or 87. I can't remember for sure. Not looking it up. I'd have to see.
I mean, I have a hard enough time keeping track of American coinage, let alone foreign.
Yeah, I know. That's why I can't remember it.
And that's over here. And then you go across the pond and you have all those countries and all their own coins. I'm like,
yeah, I can't keep track of it all.
nope.
I just know what I like, and I'm good with that if I can find it at a good price. So I'll buy some, but I have to wait for a good price. Let's see. If I don't have a good price, I don't get it, and I try to always hold that money so that when I do find it, I can buy what I want when I see it at a good price.
Now another
That don't always
coin,
work out like
another series or another mint that I'm getting drawn a little bit towards, which again is another collector thing, which I'm trying not to be a collector. I'm a stacker, damn it. But those Germanian mint coins, those look absolutely beautiful. And yeah, you're paying for them. But
yeah, I see McBride saying he likes those too. Yeah, they do make quite a few nice coins. I think I only have one actually, but that is a really nice one.
From Germania?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I think I've got I want to say it's the 2020 Germanium Mint one with the two ladies standing up on it.
Yep.
That's a really good looking coin.
I saw that coin on SG's site. I'm thinking I could buy one of those. Mm-hmm. But you're paying like a $10 premium. Like, I don't know. I want to do that.
Yeah,
30% premium.
It's rough, right? I mean, they make a lot of that nice looking stuff, but
and I guess that's what separates the stackers from the collectors is, are you willing to spend that extra shiny money, or are you willing to spend that money to get yourself that shiny? Like, I have a hard time pulling that trigger a lot of times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
hard
Gypsy.
To hold back.
Hey, Gypsy Stacker. Good to see you. Yeah.
Allegories.
That's one of those things where he's like, if you try to dabble a little bit into collector, because if you start getting into it, then you might get the bug, and then you're gone.
That's what happens.
Mm-hmm. It's like, I just don't. Well, it's like the Morgans. I had those Morgans. I had those pieces. I held on to them for a couple months, and I got rid of them. I sold them. I just lost interest in them. I got this 10-gram Geiger. I got this 10-gram gold Geiger. I've held on to that for a while because I'm thinking about actually selling that as a. I might actually use that as an auction item during the stackathon, or maybe a bin, or I don't know. Yeah. And let a Oregon and Plumber duke it out. see what happens there. But it's like, I got the gold Geiger, and it's like, I mean, it's a nice looking piece of metal, but from my perspective, it's just a piece of metal. Yeah, well, I'll definitely when I'm ready to pull the trigger on that gypsy, I'm sure everyone will know about it because I can tell you right now that there'll be a little bit of duking it out if I decided to auction that out. I've been told that those are hard to come by, those 10, and I just happened to go to the LCS and I looking for those quarter-ounce gold egos, and that Germain or that Geiger caught my attention. And I grabbed it and I ran with it. So is it worth anything? Well, apparently it is because you pay more there, than you would for an eagle. The spread is you have a higher premium on those guys. But I don't know. For me, I mean, I see it as a piece of metal. So I guess I just that's why I guess that's why I always say that I'm a stacker. Damn it, because I just don't see I see the intrinsic value of metal. I don't see the art of metal. Now, again, unless something comes up and slaps me silly, like those Cook Allen coins and like I said, those Germanians are starting to look attractive now, and maybe a few Libertads, but it takes a lot to really grab my attention.
Yeah, you got a lot of self-restraint, right? I
Yeah.
think I'm lacking a lot of self-restraint.
My wallet helps. My wallet tells me how much I can spend.
Yeah.
And it's like one of those things where do I want to get more into the collecting side of things? I have a little bit of an itch, but not a big one. Maybe just a little bit, just to show off a little bit out here. But that's why I always say I'm probably about a 95% stacker because I have that Geiger, for example. Do I have anything else that's unique in my stack itself? Not really. I mean, the Geiger is probably about the biggest ice cream cone I have is that Geiger. Everything else is just your standard bullion.
I think Barbara and Terry are premium there, HVAC.
They cost a good penny. And they know it too. And they know they're worth it.
Yeah, they sure do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
We know how much we're worth. So yeah, when it comes to the collector side of me, I just don't have that bug. I just don't see myself getting that bug either.
Well, that's my problem. I always do, no matter what I'm collecting, guns, knives, you name it. I do the same dang thing. I buy stuff,
Yeah.
If I get one, then I got to get all of this different sizes, and I got to get if there's a color, then I buy that, and I got to get all of them in that color. It's just like,
man,
it's terrible.
That's called OCD from that. That's what that's called.
It's terrible, But they came out with these. They got it's like a brown, they call it FDE or whatever, the brown Glocks and stuff, So buy one, then I got to buy all the different sizes in that color. So I got all the matching ones, I don't know what it is, but it sucks. Too much.
I'm trying to eat food without making too much of a noise from Barbara.
Oh, I hear you.
Mrs. Hoosier made pork chops wrapped in bacon and green beans and mashed potatoes and gravy.
Yeah, you're right, Gypsy. That's why I'm trying to get back to Constitutional again and stop buying all this high premium stuff.
Well,
Nice to have some of it and get to look at it, and I'm sure there'll be buyers out there that'll pay, hopefully, when it's time to sell. But still, I like having a well-rounded, collection. I guess so I need to get back more on the Constitution. Light on that now.
So yeah, it's just one of those things where if you get that itch, like Don said, he's got those antique Libertads. That sounds like something that you get a little taste of it and you want to try to buy more of the same thing.
Yeah.
And Like I say, right now, what immediately comes to mind right now for me when it comes to anything that's starting to itch at me from a collector's standpoint is the ship series and the Germanian mint coins,
Yeah.
and just a hair of an itch for Libertad.
Well, I started out with walkers, right? I loved the walkers. And then I went to these barbers. Look at all these barbers I just got sitting here. That was some of the last ones I've got. There's a bunch of these barbers, and now I'm starting to like the Benjamins. So now I'm starting to need to find me a nice roll of Benjis at not too bad of a price and get some of those.
Well, I mean, I always say I love my Benjis, and which I do. I do love my Benjis, but I don't need to. I don't need to go buy a book and collect them. I just like my Benjis. I like the story about the Benjis. I was told, I read somewhere that the demise of the Benji $50 was a result of JFK's assassination.
Really?
That's my understanding, and I think it's the history. If the history is correct, I think it's the history is what turned me on to the Benjis. My understanding is that the Benjis were the $50 until 1954. Kennedy was assassinated. Within a day or two of his assassination, he wasn't even cold yet. Jacqueline went to the mint director and said that you will make the $50 in the shape of my husband going forward. Basically strong arm the guy to say you will stop making $50 with Benjamin Franklin's and start making $50 using Kennedy. That's my understanding. It wasn't a choice.
Wow.
He was basically forced to change the $50 from Benji's to Franklin or to Kennedy's because she wanted it. That's how I understand it. And I'm like, Franklin put more into America than Kennedy did. I know a lot of people are Kennedy fans, but you have to take into perspective what Franklin contributed in comparison to what Kennedy contributed when it came to founding the country. Yeah, at least he's still on the $100 bill, right? So,
yeah, there's a lot of different stuff out there.
So that's why that's if that story is correct, which I've read a couple of different places, a couple of different sources, that's how that transpired. If that story is correct, then yeah, Franklin got shafted in 1964. So that's why I rather, when it comes to $50, I rather have Benji's over. Benji's is number one for me, followed by Barbers, followed by Kennedy's, then followed by the Walking Liberties. Because and the reason why I have those two, you think it'd be Kennedy before the Walkers. Well, the Walkers actually, because it seems like the Walkers have more wear to them than most of your other halves. So I rather have a Kennedy over a Walker, but I rather have a Barber over a Kennedy, and I'd rather have a Benji over a Barbara. That's how I so that's why I always say I love my Benjis.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I just go in and I guess whatever you call it, where I get in a certain phase and I like one thing, so I just buy a bunch of that, like you just said. And that's what we did here. But yeah, I think Benji's is next, so I am currently looking for some Benjis. Well, anything really, at a good price. I don't really care right now, but I would like to get some Benjis. But really, the most I'm looking for is just the cheapest anything. I don't care what it is, right? As long as it's 90% constitutional. I'd like to pick up some Benjis just because I need a stack of Benjis,
I got a stack.
Yeah. Get me some.
I got a bag of Benjis.
Yeah.
And I actually used to keep the candies in the burlap bag but I actually keep the candies in a tube because I'm not collecting candies. I'm not really collecting anything when it really, but the Benji's just, I just want to be able to dump that bag out anytime I want, just to show it off. I want to be able to pop that rubber band, just dump it out, say, hey, these are my Benjis, because I rather show off Benjis than I would Kennedy's.
Oh yeah, a lot more history.
Yeah, and then same goes for the barbers. And I don't know why, but it just seems like the barbers don't have as much wear to them, even though they're older. They don't have as much wear to them as say a walker. The walkers are newer than the barbers, right? So
some of these do now, like this one here. That's got quite a bit gone.
Yeah, it just seems like most of the barber halves I've seen always seem to have better. They seem like to have lasted. They have worn out less than a walker. It just seems like the walkers, the way that they made the planchets just didn't allow durability that a barber seems like a barber has is more durable than a walker.
Yeah,
just seems like the walkers are always more worn out than a barber, from what. But I could be talking out, I could be blowing smoke too. I don't know.
yeah, I guess
it just seems like all the barber halves I've ever seen are always in better shape than the walker halves I've seen.
Yeah, I guess it's just what you run into. I guess, right? I got some. I'm trying to look for one of my worst ones that I have sitting out here. I think it's probably, unfortunately, my favorite year. This is my favorite year coin that I like to collect, the 1911. And this barber that I got, definitely not in the best shape. It's got a lot of wear on this one.
Yeah, but I've seen walkers that were minted in the 40s that have more wear than that barber does.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like there's more the high end marks of the walkers just seem to be more worn down.
Yeah, maybe just the design, it's the way.
Well, maybe the barbers didn't have as many high points in the planchet as the walker does. Maybe that's the difference.
Well, I mean, I'm sure that's probably part of it for sure, right? But if you go look at I can grab one that's basically almost AU condition. There is a lot in the air and stuff like that, but I'm thinking maybe overall in general there might be a flatter design, possibly. Maybe that helps some.
Maybe that's the difference, is because they're flatter, that they don't have as much wear in comparison to a walker, even though the barbers are older. I mean, it's just the fact they were made more like that.
Yeah,
they've been able to hold out,
right, a lot
longer
flat
than the
areas
walker. Yeah, maybe, and that may be the difference.
Could possibly be. I don't have a walker out here, I don't think, to compare it to right now, but could possibly be. Got to be something. You can find some worn barbers, that's for sure. I'm messing up in chat area. Back. What we're talking about. See, yeah, Hoosier is proud of his Benjis. That's right, Terry. He likes those Benjis, doesn't he?
Like my Benjis.
And Debbie Silvertrap says SC Stacker usually has some great prices on Constitutional. I'll have to watch his videos more. Then I don't usually watch too much. It's the limited time I have to watch, but we have to check some out if he does.
Yeah, I do like the Benjis. I'm not going to dispute that one bit. Though some of them look like they've been touched by HVAC's hands.
I'm sure somebody has some of them right along the way.
See, I don't remember, and I think another reason why I like the Benjis is the fact that I didn't know Benjis existed until I started stacking. I never knew there was Benji $half. I always thought all $half were candies and nothing else. You know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
It wasn't until I got into this that I didn't realize, oh, there's Benjis, or what the hell's a Walker, and who in the hell's Barber? I didn't know that. I didn't know that until I started stacking.
Yeah.
So yeah, if I go to the coin shop and I go to the bargain bin, and they do have a bargain bin of halves, I will pick out all the Benjis before I pick out anything else.
That's understandable. I always did that with the Barbers and the Walkers first, but now I like to grab Benjis. That's like last time I grabbed some, I don't know, they kind of look funny to me now, but I grabbed them because they looked like they were out of a proof set or out of a mint set, something.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but now they kind of look weird compared to all the other ones.
Hey, Big Apple Stacker. Good to see you, my friend. Welcome.
Got Big Apple in the house. Hey, Big Apple. Welcome. Good to see you.
How you doing, buddy?
Okay. This one doesn't look too bad for a 1911.
So SC goes to the shop almost daily. Wow. See, I don't think my budget will allow that. Be able to go there on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So yeah, be like like I said, right now it's only about every 6 or 8 weeks or so I get to the coin shop. Now that being said, because of the Mega God box here, and because of trying to restock on all the bingo prizes here, I've been going to the shop more frequently here recently to stock up for these 2 events. But prior to these 2 events, yeah, I mean, once every couple of months is about as best as I could to go. I just, my wallet just didn't allow anything more than that. Which, to each your own. If you can get there every week or daily, that's cool. I mean, if you can do it every couple of months, that's cool. I mean, whatever your budget allows, but at least you're doing it and you're starting somewhere.
That's a good thing. Good way to get to know your local coin shop too. Get to build a rapport with them. They get to know your name or what have you, and you usually get some good deals like that when you get to go see them a lot. That's for sure.
That's true.
Is it okay?
But I know I wouldn't be able to walk out of there without spending too much every time. So if I did that, that'd be rough.
Yeah, I don't think I could do it daily. It's just, it would have to be, I would have to, I think for me, I think bi-weekly would be about the best as I could do. If I really wanted to focus on it, it'd be a bi-weekly thing for me right now. Like, I don't know, like right now, I mean, picking up the stuff for the Mega God box here, I go there about once a week right now, except for this week. But if I go there about once a week to stock up the Mega God box. But and I'm developing that relationship, and they're giving me some good deals because I'm going there as frequently as I am now. So
yeah,
at least I think I'm making good deals. It feels good.
No, Big Apple, we're not selling. I just pulled down some Barber since we were talking about Constitutional, and these were some of the last ones I grabbed.
Not selling, but hey, Nick Morler, good to see you. I'm not selling, but I am interested in buying 5 ounces of silver from someone out here who's interested to sell me 5 ounces of silver for $25 an ounce. If anyone is interested, hit me up. Just email me. who'syourstacker@gmail.com. And the reason why I'm asking is, as I said, I've been going to the LCS to fill up this silver stack and mechathon box for the special event coming up once we hit 700. And this box here is a donation box where, if you donate to the box, you have a chance to win the box. And so someone's going to make out like a bandit on this box. Well, what I've been doing is, as people send in cash donations, I've been going to the LCS and buying up shinee'ees to convert that cash to real money, and then I'm putting it into the box here. And my LCS is actually closed this week. He's actually closed from New Year's Eve till January 3rd. So I've not been able to get to the LCS this week. So, and originally I was going to go through a bullion store online, SD or someone, and just pick up some generic rounds through SD for like 26.40 something, I think it was last time I checked. And then I thought, well, why? I'm like, why in the hell am I doing that when I have a whole damn community out here of people out here and stackers out here, collectors that might be willing to help me out. So if there's anyone out here that wants to sell me 5 ounces of silver for $25 an ounce ish, if it's a little bit more, we can work that out. Let me know. Just email me. Let me know if you're interested in helping me out, because I got to get 5 ounces for this week. 1 ounce is for Scott Loves YouTube's donation. 1 ounce is for Rocky Mountain Life's prospecting donation, and then 1 ounce for Steel Ringers donation, another ounce for HVAC's donation. So actually, I guess I need 4 ounces, but I'm going to say 5 ounces, and I'll throw another ounce in myself, my own cost. So yeah, if anyone's interested on selling me some silver, let me know. I would appreciate it. Otherwise, I'll wait for my LCS to open back up next week. That man's never closed, but he was this week. I'm like, good for him to be able to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, somebody answered the phone of mine I never heard before. And that's twice now. So now they are starting to at least be open on the weekends again, at least on Saturday, partial of the day. Sounds like there's different people there and the prices are still too high. So I'm just, still haven't went back yet.
Okay. That's all right. Now, just email me. I'm serious, guys. If you're interested, just email me, and we can talk it over offline. I do appreciate it, though. So let's get back to our New Year's resolution. So still, you need to resolve for yourself not to get in, not to buy into the higher premium stuff. You need to you're going to try to scale back.
Yeah, I need to lower my dollar cost average. Yeah,
you need to scale back a little bit from your ice cream, as Yankee calls it.
Yeah, that's right.
You scale back on the ice cream cone. I'm looking at trying to get more into quarter ounce gold this year. And like I said earlier, this 2021 resolution was to stay more into constitutional, which I accomplished. I didn't buy as much as I wanted to, and to get more gold, which I didn't pick up any gold this year. So I'm going to try to. I think if I dial it back a bit to where it's a little bit more, not so much of a hit each time, I might be able to do it more frequently. That's what I'm thinking. So that's why I'm thinking a quarter ounce gold. Start trying to pick up a quarter ounce of gold, which is like $500 right now, $510, I believe, something like that right now. For I think they had Britannias, quarter ounce Britannias out there, $520, I believe, something like that, for a quarter ounce. So I figure if I do that once a month or maybe once every couple months, then I can swallow that easier than trying to go out and buy an ounce every couple months. Try to get to a level to where I can do it more consistently, because that's the one thing I definitely missed this year, was trying to be more consistent in acquiring shinies. I just didn't have that consistency this year.
Yeah.
Hey, B Square, good to see you.
So I'm looking at that Dos Peso, and it says it contains 0.0482 ounce of gold in a Dos Peso.
How much?
0.0482.
So not even 5%, or?
Oh, no, that's kind of confusing.
No, that's the ounce. Is that the ounce?
That's the
number
ounce.
of ounces?
Yeah. That's the ounce. Was that? I mean, it's a very, very small little coin, right? They are tiny. So for sure, there's not much in there at all. I want to say they're around the size of a 1/20th ounce coin, somewhere in that area. So, but I'm not sure. I'm not smart enough to understand, I guess, that 0.0482. I wonder if somebody in the chat can help me out with that one. 0.0482 of a dos peso, where that's like compared to like a 1/10th or 1/20th. I know they're around $110 roughly, something like that for the dos peso. I think I bought my last one at like 100, basically even shipped or something like that.
I know a lot of people out here that they actually try to encourage people to avoid your common bullion like the plague because the premiums are so stupid. A lot of people love the I don't know anything about them. A lot of people love the franks, the roosters.
Yeah,
they love the roosters, and a lot of people say that the roosters are actually better from a premium standpoint than your common bullion. Which I don't know. I've never looked into a rooster.
yeah, that's the same thing, kind of like the dos peso is. It's just a different, national or whatever it is. So just
You have to do a little bit of math to figure out, in comparison to and when it comes to an actual ounce, or when it comes to a troy ounce, I have to do the math and figure out, okay, is it a better deal to go with the dos pesos over an eagle or whatever, because you just have to sit down and crunch numbers.
Yep, man. Donald's saying that that's a 1/20th of an ounce, basically, for that dos peso. So, kind of what I was thinking. It's about that price range of a 1/20th. So, and that's cool with me. I just kind of like the design of it a little better. So I like having those. Pretty much better than a rooster to me. Whatever.
Yeah, a lot of people. I can't remember who it was. A few months back, I saw a video. They were like, stop buying your common bullion. You're paying too much for your premiums. Go with something like franks or roosters or whatever they are. And I didn't actually watch the whole video, but they were talking about how the when you break it down, it's actually better from a premium standpoint to go with something like a frank.
Oh yeah, I imagine. We pay the extra premium on those coins that we identify with or know well, right?
And then you also hear people talk about pre-33 gold. It's like, yeah, I mean, I know about it, but I've not really had time to really sit down and actually take a good review at them. Because for me, I would want to review it, right?
Yeah.
And I just, like I said earlier, I have a hard enough time keeping track of regular standard bullion.
Yeah.
You start getting into fractional stuff. It's like, I just don't have time to mess with. Then you start looking at foreign, and they go even, then you have to factor in all those denominations. I'm like, if I can't make it easy math, I guess I'm not interested in it.
Yeah, that's kind of me, but I like them, so I buy them, even though I don't understand the math. But sounds like Donald does. He says he loves those pesos. He's got says he buys them all the time. I'm going for an ounce of gold and dos pesos, gold coins. He's got 15 of the 21 it takes to make an ounce. So it takes 21 of those dos pesos to make an ounce, and he's got 50.
Okay, that was going to be my next question: is how many dos pesos does it take to make an ounce of gold?
Yeah, 21 evidently. That's not bad. And that's the thing is, I didn't bat an eye really at spending what I did for that kilo, because it's something I really wanted. But gold, is something that's I just don't want to. So for some reason, I just don't like the idea of buying an ounce at a time right now, unless it's that buffalo. I could do that. I could see that. But the other stuff, I kind of like the idea of these little small fractionals like a dos peso. To me, that's between $100, $120, depending on where gold's at, and that's something I like. Those little small ones, I like the design on them.
Mm-hmm.
It's super easy to pick up, and if you can do that, like buy 21 of them a year, and you end up buying you an ounce anyways, the heck, why not?
Then you could commit to 1 to 1 every couple of weeks.
Yeah, good.
Get your ounce in a year's time.
It's
And
not
then and then it's not so hard financially, and you might be able to actually, scrap up enough, a few more dollars and pick up maybe 3 a month or something like that.
yeah.
So
Yep.
for me, it'd be, just give me, give me a common denomination. How much is it? 21 those pesos for an ounce of gold. 30 or 32 grams of gold makes a troy ounce. Give me something that I can easily wrap my head around. $1.40 face value is an ounce of silver. That makes sense. So when you start getting into your foreign currency and they go into, you're just not that, and I think it's just the fact that you're just not that familiar with it, that you have to stop and think, okay, how much? Because I'm trying to put in the perspective of, okay, 1 ounce of gold. How many of these is going to take for me to make 1 ounce of gold? That's my ultimate goal. So that way I have a better, if I have a common point of reference, then I can make an easier decision. Is it worth going this way with like 21 dos pesos, or is it going to be cheaper for me to go buy an eagle, for example?
Yeah. Yeah. Have a good night, Nick Muller, and have a happy New Year as well.
Good night, Nick. Thanks for coming by, buddy. Happy New Year.
Wow. Like the price is up on some of these things. Man, oh man. Looking at a 1945 Dos Pesos restrike. New dies restrike. I'm not sure why it's new dies restrike. That thing's up. It's $157 now. Dang. And that's 13% off the premium. Wow.
I wonder if the coin apps application, if they do foreign currency, that'd be the easiest way for me to figure out how much, if I'm getting a good deal with foreign currency, is there an app out there? Does coin apps do the foreign currency? I want to pull it up real quick here.
Yeah, Mark the Silver Shark. A lot of people are like that, and I like having a larger coin myself. But on something with that price tag of an ounce of gold, and I start to worry about who's going to be able to purchase that from me when it's time I need to sell it.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of gives me a little bit of a different view on something that's gold. Even though I would absolutely love to have one day, I will have. I'm just going to have to buy me one. I'll keep watching the price of gold, and if I see it get down to a price I'm happy with on one of those gold Indian head there at Buffalo, I may have to pick me up one. But that'd probably be the only one I'd really be interested in as far as being a full ounce.
So coin apps application here. See, they have US and Canadian. I mean, I guess you could look at it from the actual weight perspective, so you could convert it that way. If you're looking at strictly coins, then it's just US and Canadian are the only 2 nations that they reference out here.
Yeah.
So yeah, you would have to go to the actual bullion calculator to figure it out. But then you would have to know, okay, how much gold is in a dos pesos? You said what, 0.04 or something?
Yeah, was that 0.0482 maybe? I didn't go back down here. 0.0482. Yep. Donald says that's a restrike of a new die striking an old date coin currently. So yeah, that's kind of what I thought it was. Basically, it's a brand new coin being struck with looking like an old one.
So yeah, I can't even use this site to do a cross reference to an ounce. I mean, they only do it in grams here. So if it's grams and ounces, that makes sense. If it's grams or ounces,
yeah. Is that HVAC's favorite website too?
Probably.
Or has he got a different one? So I was wondering if that one he uses would be able to do it, but that might be it.
So they have gram calculators and grain calculators. but they don't have. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you would have to you would have to do some math in your head to make this work. I just don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I'm too lazy.
My head don't like math, so they don't go together too well.
If I was
Nice.
really if I was really interested in it, then I would figure it out. But I like just give me the facts, fam. I like Donald's answer. 21 those pesos is 1 troy ounce of gold. That's all I need to know. $1.40 face value of constitutional is 1 ounce of gold. That's all I need to know. Or 1 ounce of silver. That's all I need to know. Give me the bottom line.
Absolutely. I'm like Gypsy Stacker there. Too much math. It makes my head hurt. So I don't even try. I just ask somebody smarter than me. What is this? Like Donald. He's got it down though. So there we go.
Now sounds like he's been doing that for a while. So
yeah. It's good to know.
Though it looks like he says he's going to sell everything. So
yeah, well, just
he's going to generics. He just wants to get rid of his generics.
Yeah, that'll be good. I got a long way to go then to get 21 of them to make me an ounce. Oh well, it's something to work for, right? Work towards. Do that. Start cleaning off my desk here. Got all this stuff spread out everywhere.
Hey Lou, that's my catchphrase. Just keep. Oh, you said stacking. I always say stacking. Just keep stacking. That's my line. Not selling everything. Oh, okay, no. So just your generic. Are you serious? Are you seriously going to get rid of your generics, or Donald? Or are you just saying that? Hey, Biscano, good to see you, my friend. Hola.
Hey, Biscondo, welcome.
Hola, amigo.
Start picking these things back up. Start stacking these things up and then not knocking them over all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, thinking back for this past year, I was just thinking about mistakes that I've made as a stacker this past year. And the one mistake, and I don't know what drawed my attention on this just now, but the one mistake I made this year is when I needed to sell my silver. The one mistake is I didn't come out here to the community asking for help. I know, I mean, hell, HVAC said it himself. There were plenty of people out here that was showing concern for me when I had the COVID, and I am proud to say I'm a COVID survivor. So I'll say COVID. I don't care. If they're going to ban me for saying COVID, then they need a wake up call. But anyway, when I needed to sell silver, and even though I didn't want to, I knew I needed to. I wish I could have had the opportunity to sell it out here to someone out here or people out here in the community. So that's a mistake I had there. I wasn't really a mistake because it wasn't something, it would have been a mistake if I had the time to cash out. And instead of coming out here first, I just took the easy, I just went straight to the LCS, which is basically what I ended up doing back in October, November. But the circumstances there was I had to have $1,100 in the bank by noon that day, and it was like 10 o'clock in the morning. So that's why I'm not. I can't really call that a mistake because I was desperate to cash out 45 ounces of silver. So in the future, should I ever have to, and if I have the opportunity to, I will not make that quote mistake a second time. I will come out here and offer it to the community first. I just didn't have the time that day to do that. Otherwise I would have. So that's the one mistake I had for 2021 as being into the stacking is not being able to come out to the community and ask for help. But I know they would have. I know you guys would have helped me out if I came and asked.
Yeah, wouldn't call it a mistake as long as you didn't lose your butt too much. It's not
Yeah.
a bad thing.
Well, I'm not. I can't really call it a mistake because a mistake would have been. I knew I needed $1,200 in the bank by Saturday. A week prior to that.
Yeah.
If I knew a week prior to that I needed $1,200 in the bank by Saturday, and if that would have been a mistake, I should have been, if I would have known a week prior and I didn't come to the community a week out, then yeah, that would definitely have been a mistake because I should have. This I can't really call it a mistake because I didn't have it. I didn't have the time to come out here and ask for help.
Yeah. Be a good thing if you can, for sure.
So that's probably thinking back the past year as a stacker. That's probably the biggest mistake, if you want to call it a mistake, that I did. I mean, not really. Again, it's not really a mistake, but have I done other stuff? I question. No, not really. I mean, I felt pretty good about the transactions I've done at the LCS. Now, of course, I know they're out to make a profit just like anyone else, but it seems like that I'm making, if I compare like SD bullion to the prices to the LCS, there's not a whole lot of difference. And then once you factor in time and money and gas and all that, and it basically comes out as a wash for me. Now I know some people. I think HVAC mentioned that by the time he has to run around Atlanta for an hour and a half and burn up all that gas for an hour and a half, sometimes it's better for him to do something, a local LCS. And even though the LCS an hour and a half away may have a better deal on their spot or on their ask price, you have to factor in the time and the cost of the gas and everything. It may not be worth it may not be worth it at that point. So you may end up paying more for selling local. If you do apples to apples, then yeah, you may be paying more local. But if you factor in the cost of gas and everything, then it comes out ahead to actually buy a shiny closer to you that might be a little bit more expensive because you're not spending all that money in gas. Of course, this isn't Atlanta, so I don't have it's not a big area like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, Terry and Barb saying how much they love us.
Thank you, girls.
I kind of chalk that up to you get the experience to go to the coin shops, right? That's always a fun time and get to see different things. You never know what you're going to find in the coin shop, So especially when you go to different ones, it's pretty neat to see what you can see. So there's always that part of it. It costs you gas and time and whatnot, but what fun would it be if you just did online or who knows, whatever, plus we do need to help keep our local coin shops in business, for sure. Because you never know when you may have to go sell something to one and they need to be there to buy it if you need to. So it's important.
Yeah, that goes all the way back to what we said originally is, it would be easier to work with an LCS to buy a quarter ounce of gold than a 1 ounce of gold, especially if the spots become $5,000 an ounce. But if you have that, if you have that relationship, at least they might be able to work with you on stuff like that. So,
yeah. Yep. And cross trading, it'd be kind of hard if I say, hey, Hoosier, you want to buy an ounce of gold this week? I need to sell one. Yeah. Versus, hey, what about a 10th ounce? A 10th ounce would be a lot more easy. Oh, okay, no problem.
Right. A 10th ounce would be like what, $130, something like that right now. $140 for a 10th ounce. Oh, is it two? Where am I getting one? Where am I getting? Oh, I'm thinking gram.
Yeah.
Yeah, the gram's like, well, no, a gram is. I haven't checked the gram price lately. Last time I checked, it was like $75 a gram, and if you tack on a premium, it works out to be about $100 a gram. Last time I checked.
Yeah, I never paid much attention to them. I always kind of thought it was a little bit too small for me to really be interested in, But
that's a lot of stacking.
But I kind of look, if whatever is that's actual what's going on over there in Venezuela, where they're shaving gold or whatever they're doing to use it as currency,
Yeah, I'm going to
and
say
some of
they're
those grams may
bartering.
come in handy, right?
They're completing transactions with gold right now over there.
So,
But I was also told that that's actually not uncommon, that they've done it for a while anyway. It just
yeah,
got attention this time around. But I was told that they've not ever turned a gold away from bartering purposes before. I guess it's not so mainstream, or it's more mainstream there than it is here, for example.
yeah. Well,
It
it
just
kind of
got
makes
more
me think.
emphasis because of their hyperinflation going on down there.
Yeah, it just kind of makes me think I wouldn't mind having some if case needed for something like that. You never know, right? I would rather cut one of those things in half than something bigger, nicer.
Back in the day, I make it sound like an old fart. Back in the day, when back in the actual gold prospecting craziness, back in the 1849 whatever time frame, the gold rush era.
Uh-huh.
So you would go, so you would have your gold flakes and some nuggets and stuff that you would dig out of the ground. So you go to like a mercantile to buy supplies. You know, the old adage back in the day was you mind the miner. So you're in business to make money by providing services or goods to a miner. So you mind the miner, and back in those days they used to pay with gold, right? Because that's what they were digging up. They would
Yeah.
pay for gold, and you would go to a saloon or a bar or whatever, and you would buy your drinks with gold. They actually, they would carry their gold nuggets and flakes and whatnot in these little pouches, and they would pay with pinches of gold. So what the miners used to do, they actually used to hire on a man with large burly hands to get a larger pinch of gold.
Oh yeah.
That was something that was told to me many years ago. That back in those days, you pay with gold, and they used to pay an inch, a pinch of gold for whatever. No, maybe a pinch of gold for a shot of whiskey, for example. They actually used to hire people with larger hands to get more of a pinch.
Huh.
I thought, hey, do each your own. I guess
Weird.
that's you get big burly hands, you get more gold out in the end. But you're still only taking a pinch of gold out, but it's just a bigger finger space for a bigger pinch.
Wow. Don't get Terry too excited now. Take it easy. Your left eye is already twitching, she says.
So yeah, that was told me to me years ago. I can't remember who. I may have been in a history class.
Huh. I don't know. Weird. I'm trying to see. It looks like my camera is fuzzy again on YouTube.
It is on Melon too.
I don't know what's going on. I switched. I thought maybe it was because the other one is actually running 4K and maybe something with your settings was not, but I don't know. Weird.
That is what benchmark produces, a pinch of gold.
So it looks like Chad Brookman said, "What's the price for an ounce there and where again?" So I don't know. Here, my little shop's so small, they don't have. I've only seen like one or two small pieces of gold, so I couldn't tell you what they'd be asking for an ounce of gold. What about up or down where you're at, Hoosier?
See, my guy, anytime I go there, his ounce of golds are always, I want to say $100 on top of spot plus $100, or it's a percentage of the spot. I think the percentage of the spot usually works out to be about 20%. So whatever spot is plus 20% that's one way that they price their stuff. The other way they price is spot plus a flat dollar amount. So spot plus $100, for example, or $125. I think $125 is the common premium that they ask for on some of the gold, and other pieces of gold they use a percentage of the spot, depending on what type of gold they were trying to sell.
$100,
So
huh?
$100 on the top of spot seems a little high to me.
So
It seems like the spot. It seems like the premium for an ounce of gold I saw that was like that one time was like $75 or $80.
so that's going at max price right now. It looks like they're $100 over spot for a 2022 Gold Eagle. So I guess that's not too far out of line, but that is at max price, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That isn't too bad. I think the resell on Go, if you do go to resell it, you usually get spot or really close, right? So it's not too bad if you're only losing $100 on an ounce. I wouldn't think that sucks, but
Now that what sucks is buying a 1 ounce gold bar and paying sales tax for it like I did 2 years ago. That was my first big mistake 2 years ago.
that was probably quite a bit right there.
It was by the time everything was said and done, that piece of metal cost me $2,100 ish and change, 2,100 plus change. I ended up paying $120 in sales tax.
Really?
On top of the premium. So the actual spot at the time was, I can't remember how much it was, because I want to say it was around 1,800 or maybe 1,900. And by the time everything was said and done with the premium and then the sales tax, it turned into a $2,100 piece of gold.
Yeah.
Whoops. Big mistake. Well, at the time, I was wanting to branch out into other LCS, except the one I go to now. So I went over to Kentucky to their LCSs there around Louisville, and I didn't realize at the time. I guess I did realize it, but I wanted to branch out. That Kentucky charges sales tax for everything.
Oh, really?
So when I went over there, the salesperson who I went to, to the store I went to, they're like, "You realize there's sales tax?" And I was like, "Yeah, I realize that." So I went ahead and bit the bullet because I was trying to branch out to other LCSs, and then once after all the dust settled, I came to the realization, what the hell was I doing?
Yeah.
What the hell did I do that for? So I decided never to go back over to Kentucky ever again and buy gold. I'll stay over here on this side of the river. Or now, I think Ohio now is now tax-free on their bullion. I think they just passed that back in October.
Oh, really?
I think Ohio is tax-free now. I remember seeing or hearing something about Ohio going tax-free. I don't know if it's for all precious metals or just bullion or what.
Have a great night, Barbara, and have a happy New Year.
Good night, Barbara.
Bye.
See you next year. See you Saturday. You going to come for bingo Saturday? As I'm chomping away at my pork chop.
Let's see. Oh yeah, Saturday is the 1st. Hey. Bingo night Saturday, is that right? Or is that Saturday's the 1st.
Yep, this coming Saturday. Silver Stacker Bingo. 7 p.m. Eastern time. Well, the games will start at 8, but we'll start the stream at 7 for people who haven't signed up to sign up, and then we'll do the actual games at 8 o'clock.
So HVAC says this is $60 over spot.
That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah,
I actually picked up that Britannia I was showing earlier. That Britannia I picked up from bullion exchanges online, and at the time their spot was like their price was like $59 over spot. It was like sweet, so I grabbed that guy up.
Yeah. Chad Brookman says, so what about other countries? Gold has to be cheaper in other countries, and that's what they say. We have to have a gold standard across the world before all the countries can go digital. I'm not sure how many countries can actually go by a gold standard anymore. I think we're real far from that now.
I think we're just so deep in the hole. I don't think a gold standard is going to. The only way. Hey, Carlos, good to see you. Servio. So the only way I could see a gold standard could actually work, we would have to have a full reset, and then everyone gets back on the gold standard. That's the only way it would work. But we would have to have a hard reset first, and no one wants to do that. But I'm sure that's where we'll end up heading eventually.
Yeah, I don't know if there's enough gold above ground for all the money they're printing right now.
I don't think there's enough gold, period. the way things are anymore.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where sort of reminds me of World War II and what happened at Pearl Harbor. Well, let me go back a little bit further than that. Back in the late 1800s, right near the turn of the century, Hawaii got annexed into the United States, but it was forced upon them. And if you do a Google search on Hawaiian monarchy, I can't remember the name of the king at the time or queen at the time. Really long name, of course. But back in the late 1800s, I want to say right near the turn of the century, Hawaii got annexed into the United States, and it wasn't by choice. And the reason why they got forced into the United States is because the standpoint was, if we didn't do it, someone else, aka Japan, was going to. Which leads me up to World War II. I think the reason why they attacked Hawaii 40 years later is because they didn't get Hawaii back at the turn of the century when they wanted it. I think we, as in the United States, went over there, annexed Hawaii into the nation by force, so Japan wouldn't have a stronghold in the middle of the Pacific. That's my standpoint on it. So when World War II came around, they bombed Pearl Harbor, basically in retaliation for losing Hawaii, because I think there was something going on in the background where Japan wanted Hawaii really, really bad, and we came in and grabbed it before Japan could, and 40 years later they bombed it. That's my standpoint on it. That's it, Donald. The name of the queen. That's right. Thank you. Yeah, I know what you're saying now. I think World War II, the bombing of Pearl Harbor, was a result of Japan not getting Hawaii. I think Hawaii was going to get annexed by someone sometime, and it just happened to be that we got the chance to annex them in before Japan could. So I mean, back then, Hawaii was still is for that matter. Hawaii is a very strong military point because it affects out in the middle of the Pacific.
Right.
And I think we went to the Kingdom of Hawaii and said, it's going to happen regardless if you want us to annex you in, or if you want Japan. Someone's going to annex this kingdom into their sovereign. Let us annex you. However that transponded, I don't know. But I think it came down to, it was between Japan and the United States battling for a strong point in the middle of the Pacific. The strong point was Hawaii, and we got Hawaii before Japan, which pissed off Japan, and then Japan bombed them 40 years later. That's my standpoint on that. And I'm not a big history buff, but it makes sense if you look at it from that standpoint. Hawaii is a strong point from a military standpoint, and you had, the fact that Japan and was already starting their influences in the Pacific in the early 1900s to begin with, it was just a matter of time. They were going to go after Hawaii anyway. So so we're like, let's go grab Hawaii before they do.
Yeah, makes sense.
Mm-hmm. I'm not a history buff by any stretch of the imagination, but from a logistic standpoint, it makes complete sense.
Yeah,
Japan was already expanding their kingdom before World War One.
yeah. I don't know that much about it either, so I don't know. But who wouldn't want Hawaii?
I would want to live there. Man, it's so expensive over there.
Yeah,
I've been over there on vacation 5 different times, and it's great to go over there. But when you have a 600 square foot building that doesn't look like much more than a shack, and they want the going price for something like that's like $350,000.
yeah. Hey, try again. Welcome. Good to see you.
Hey, try again.
Yeah, everybody wants to live out there, right? I mean, that's paradise, So
there is no pride of ownership there, I guess. $350,000 for a 600 square foot shack. That's basically what is over there on Oahu.
Yeah.
The other islands are probably not much further off, but when your typical 2,000 square foot house that you see on the mainland, that you might be able to get for like 250, 200,000, whatever. In Hawaii, that same type of property in Hawaii would be like $1 million easily.
Yeah. Yep. That's because people can afford to go out there and buy them. Keep the prices up to where not just anybody can live out there.
That's the other thing I didn't realize about Hawaii. See, now I am digging a little bit into my history culture here. Hawaii is the only state that still allows people to buy farmland based off of their culture, or based off of their ancestry. In other words, a native Hawaiian has preferential treatment to buy land than someone that's not native to Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know if that applies to all the islands. If anything, it applies to the Big Island. But in the state of Hawaii, assuming it's the state, it may just be a specific island. But in the state of Hawaii, is the only state in the country that actually gives preferential treatment to, and they know it, and they do it intentionally, and it's fully legal, and it's very well known that they give preferential treatment to people of that are native Hawaiian, or I want to say either 80 or 9% native Hawaiian blood. They give preferential treatment to that person who wants to buy land than people who are non-native. You can, as a non-native, you can buy land in Hawaii, but you never fully own it either. It's a freehold or leasehold or something like that, where you're only allowed to own that land for 99 years, and you have to give it back to the state.
Yeah.
There is no permanent ownership of property in Hawaii unless you're native.
Sure, they do something like that for sure. I know that's another reason probably they raise the prices so much. Just like I hear Zuckerberg or one of them was getting ready. They're building a big old fortress out there, palace, and sure the price of that land was so high that nobody could afford it out there. So of course he gets it, right?
Oh yeah. Now just when you're looking at that's the one thing I thought was very interesting is Native Hawaiians they favor Native Hawaiians to own land over there, and they make sure to promote it that way. That's the one thing I learned. And the other thing I learned about Hawaii, being out there as much as I have, Hawaii is the only state in the nation whose majority race is not white. They're the majority race in Hawaii is actually Asian.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Huh.
Which explains a lot because when you go to a Walmart there, they have a whole aisle of nothing but rice.
Yeah. Rice and Spam, I hear. Spam's big out there, right?
Spam is huge. I remember going to first time I'm going to a Walmart over there and turning down one of the aisles, and that entire aisle was nothing but Spam.
Yeah.
All different sorts of flavors and varieties of Spam. This entire aisle. It was almost like turning down an aisle of Barbies. It was all the same color. everything was the same color. So like you turn down a Barbie aisle, everything's pink. You turn down this Spam aisle, everything's blue and yellow. But yeah, it was a full aisle. It was a full aisle of nothing but Spam. Of course, that's their only meat source. I mean, affordable meat source out there. So
Really?
if you want to call it meat.
Yeah, hey.
I don't mind Spam.
I got too much of it. I can tell you that. That's one of my favorite things to keep back, and I have to eat it to be able to keep rotating it. And that Spam bacon ends up being some breakfast a lot of times.
Oh yeah, I like Spam. I keep it. That's one of my food preps. Lots of Spam.
Yeah,
it never goes bad.
Can't eat it too much because it's so dang salty. But
sure.
That Spam bacon, I'll use that and make breakfast sandwiches or whatever.
Now that Spam bacon's a lot more saltier than any other Spam I've ever had.
Yeah, it's pretty salty.
You better have a glass of water or something to wash that down because it will dry you out so fast from all the sodium.
Yeah, you don't have to add any salt to it, that's for sure.
But yeah, Spam's the main staple over there.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
It's main staple over there, and then you have your gallon of milk, $8 a gallon over there, or $7 a gallon, something like that. Now, the one thing that wasn't too expensive, which makes sense, are canned goods. Canned goods weren't too expensive. Yeah, you still had to pay a little bit more because of shipping and all that. But because of the fact that they're canned goods, they can keep them in stock, and they don't actually, prices for canned goods wasn't that bad. But anything fresh, forget it.
Yeah.
Milk, eggs, meat, forget that. Unless it's Spam in the can, or Hormel devil's ham or deviled chicken or whatever, those little cans of deviled meat. Now, anything fresh, anything that had to be refrigerated, forget it. Yeah. I can't remember how much. I didn't even look at the meat prices, the fresh meat prices, because I saw the gallon of milk for $7 a gallon. I knew right then and there I wasn't going to look at anything else fresh because it was going to be way too expensive.
Yeah, I'm sure you get used to it, but I'm sure it costs money to get that stuff out there.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, Spam's good. I mean, I like Spam, which is crazy because I remember growing up hating Spam. Now I like it.
I like it,
but there are so many recipes out there that call for Spam now. It's amazing.
Yeah,
you can cook it with potatoes. Oh yeah, I mean, I could do it now, but yeah, when I was growing up, no way, nasty.
I'll make the breakfast stuff with it, so I'll make like breakfast sandwiches with egg and whatever I want to put with it. And
a spam casserole.
Yeah, I've not done that.
I bet there's a recipe out there for Spam casserole, and pretty much anything that calls for meat, you can substitute for Spam, and it will work. You may have to figure out some way to dilute the sodium.
Yeah,
figure out some way to cut back on the sodium on it, but maybe not use as much Spam. But pretty much anything that calls for meat, you can use Spam.
Yeah, I've cooked it with potatoes there, Lou. I've done that a few times. Not bad.
Oh, yeah.
There's so many different flavors, the Spam.
Silver preserves your wealth, and Spam preserves your health.
It probably does. Who knows what's in that stuff? One of the things that I usually will do, only that I kind of like eating it, I Well, cut it up and bread it and deep fry them like Spam fries. They have some kind of different recipes out there for that. That
Spam
makes it
fries.
yeah, it makes it different,
Yeah.
changes it up a little bit.
So instead of chicken fries, you have spam fries.
Yeah, you just cut them
Instead
and
instead of chicken fingers, you have spam fingers.
yeah, roll it, in, egg and flour and breadcrumbs, you know? Get some of the different kinds out there. You got the low sodium, which helps in that. That usually tastes a lot better.
Lou knows how.
But
Lou knows how to cook it. Look at that. Rinse it, cook it with potatoes to draw out the salt. There you go.
yeah, yeah, I can believe that. I
Mm.
always used to have to put a lot of salt on my potatoes. Yeah, I don't like cooking it all the time, but I do have to, eat one every now and then so I can keep the stock rotating somewhat. Luckily those things last 3, 4, 5 years at least just by the date on them, and then they go past that. But
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not seeing how long spam. How long spam will last on a shelf. I just started prepping about 2 years ago, so I got a few more years before I can try anything out.
I got a
But
bunch that's sitting in there still good till 23, 24, and 25. Maybe it's 24 is the latest I got. I can't remember, but yeah, it lasts a good while.
it makes you wonder. They say best served by date, but I mean, I think that's just a legality thing to keep them from getting sued.
It is,
Well, it's
especially
like
on spam.
it's like honey. Honey lasts absolutely forever.
Yep.
Honey, they've found honey that was from the BC era that was just as fresh then as it was, or today as it was back then. They found honey that was that old, but it was still perfectly fine and edible.
Yeah.
Tens, I don't know, thousands of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's just like that pink Himalayan salt. They said it's been in the ground for millions and millions of years, but then it has a best by date on it a year after you buy it.
yeah.
Let's see. Try again says cheapest silver I find at shops are Sunshine Mint rounds. Extra money gets me Sovereign rounds. Yeah, Sunshine Mints they're pretty good rounds too.
Yeah, I think if you have to spend what, I think you have to get the sovereign coin, you end up spending what, another $5 or $6 on top of the like, for example, right now your generic rounds are like 26 and change, 26.40 for example, and change. And if you want to go out and buy an actual silver coin, you immediately have to tack on another $4 or $4 or $5.
It kind of depends on which one you're looking at, right? Like the Britannia, that's an actual coin,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
And let's see. Let me find that generic where it's at. Where was that generic at? Generic 1 ounce silver buffalo right now on ATMEX is $26.75. And the Great Britannia is $27.55.
Oh, really?
So
Wow.
that's
That
not
ain't
even
bad at
quite
all.
$1 over. Yeah.
That ain't bad at all.
Uh-uh.
No,
And
I think the Eagle's probably more like what I'm thinking of then.
yeah. Now the Eagles, they get up there, of course, right? So
I think the Eagles were like $33 currently.
they got a pre-sale on the 2022 American Silver Eagle right now. That's $32.25. And the 1 ounce 2021 Type 2 is $32.25. So that's ATMEX prices. We know they're high.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's $32.25 versus $27.55. And that Britannia, you can hardly beat that for as far as good looks. Plus, it's an actual coin. So,
Well, I know the maples are. I think right now, when it comes to the lowest to highest coin premium, I think I think the Philharmonic is the cheapest of the silver when it comes to premium right now. When you're looking at silver coins, I think Philharmonics are the cheapest.
yeah, $27.15.
The most expensive are the Eagles. Britannias and maples. I want to say that the Britannias are cheaper than the maples, but not by much.
Yeah, usually they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a 2022 maple right now for $29.25.
Yeah. And how much were the Britannia? 27?
$27.55.
Yeah.
Yep.
So right now in an order of lowest to highest premium, you have your fills, which were
They're $27.15 for 2022.
all right.
And
And
I
then
like those. I really like those for
you like the
whatever reason.
fills?
Yeah, because they have that smooth round edge, right? Not reeded. It's different, you know?
Right. Yeah. A lot of people think they're comical because of the artist, the artwork on the backside with all the musical instruments. But I can tell you right now, Austrian Stacker would take offense to something like that.
Yeah.
Because he took offense to someone calling some attire that was used for a wedding ceremony a costume. Oh, he went off. He put a video out about it.
Yeah.
He went off about these are not costumes, and then he went on into about what the garments or what the attire represented. I'm like, oh, well, that explains why he's upset.
Yeah. They're not the best looking, obviously, but I don't
Well,
really
the thing is though, compared to like a Britannia, absolutely, but compared to an Eagle, there's not really a whole lot of difference anymore.
Yeah.
Especially with the new Type 2 design. I don't care for the Type 2 anyway.
Right.
But
Yeah.
it's not like the Britannia. If you compare Phil to a Britannia, yeah, Britannia is much more nicer looking. But if you compare it to an Eagle, it's not really that much more impressive, or even a maple. A kangaroo and a Britannia would give a run for its money. And of course, when you think about the Cougar Ram, doesn't really do anything for me either. So
no, not at all.
the Cougar Ram, there's a design of the Cougar Ram, design of a Eagle, and a design of a maple dwarf in comparison to a design of a Britannia.
Yep.
Or for that matter, kangaroo. Sort of. Kangaroos are a little bit better design in comparison, but your fills are the cheapest typically. I know that. But if you're worried about the design of the coin, then go with a Britannia. I think you're not paying. You're actually not paying too much more than a fill right now, anyway.
Right.
Just less than $1, right?
Oh yeah. That was let's see,
27.15 for a fill, and Britannia was a 7.30.
What's that? 30 cents more? No, it's 27.55. So
for Britannia.
Yeah, for the Britannia. Yep.
And the fill was 27.15.
Yep.
So 40 cents. Who cares?
40 cents, yeah. Yeah, that's a lot better looking coin too for 40 cents.
Yeah.
I think
so given
the
choice between the two, I would go with Britannia just for a fact that's not much more expensive.
Yeah.
And it's just a nicer looking coin. So that's the wee bit of a collector in me right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I wouldn't turn my nose up at those Philharmonicers either, though, for whatever reason. I like them much better than the Cougarans or the Kangaroos myself.
Yeah, the Cougarans, everyone doesn't think about the Cougarans very much, but they're not anything flashy, but if you're only into it for the weight, an ounce is an ounce and an ounce, just buy for the weight, If you just buy for the weight, then the fills are the best way to go.
Yeah. Hey, Andy, welcome. Good to see you.
Hey, Andy, good to see you, my friend. Thanks for coming by. So yeah, if you're in it for just the weight, fills all the way, but I would be weary about what I would get back if I had to exit. That'd be my concern. Is okay, are they going to treat a fill like a generic round? From an ask price.
Close as could be, right?
So I mean that was one of the reasons why I stopped buying generics because I was concerned. Everyone was saying at the time that the concern is if you buy all this generic, yeah, you may be buying the cheapest silver, but when it comes time to exit or to trade up or something, you may end up in the hole because they may only offer spot. And a lot of times back then they were offering less than spot for generics.
Oh, yeah.
But whereas with sovereign coins, at least you were breaking even back then. With Eagles giving you they had like a $1 over spot or $2 over spot ask or bid. This was October, September, October of 2020. Because like I said, I was getting into nothing but generics, generic everything, and then the reality was, okay, if I ever exit out of it, am I actually going to get all my costs back in generics? No, I wasn't. So that's when I decided, okay, I'm just going to get rid of my generics entirely and trade up everything for an ounce of gold.
Yeah, it's hard to get your money back, anyways, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, the concern was back then you'd be paying less in spot for generics. Now, mind you, this was back when the GSR was like 110 to 1. So, yeah, good luck trying to get your money back. Mm-hmm. But now that the GSR is tightened up to what, 71, 72 to 1 right now?
Is it?
Last time I checked was like 71, 72 to 1.
Cool.
But now that everything's tightened up, you're actually getting more of your silver value back in your rounds. Like when I had to sell off those, what did I sell off? I sold off a tube of, what was it?
Hey, Silver Rockstar, welcome. Good to see you.
Hey, Rockstar. I sold off a tube of, I want to say fills. I think I sold off a tube of fills and a tube of Britannias, I think. And I didn't want to sell off my Eagles because I just got those Eagles. And I didn't want to sell them already. So, but I was worried that I was not going to make that. They were only going to give me spot for these fills and Britannias. And it turned out they actually gave me $2 over spot. I'm like, sweet.
Have a great night, Andy, and a Happy New Year. Thanks for stopping by.
Happy New Year, Andy. Thanks for coming by. But yeah, that's pretty sweet. It's like I was able to. They actually bought my my coins, my fills, and my Britannias for $2 over spot.
Pretty good.
I've been, or is there $2 or $3 over spot? And I was like, I wonder how much I would have gotten for my Eagles.
Yeah.
Because at one time I did sell a tube of Eagles last year, and they were offering. And back then, you were just barely making spot on your coins. The Eagles, at least through my coin shop, the Eagles back then they were offering, I think $3 over spot. Back when, like this was about a year ago, it was $3 over spot for Ego, and the other sovereign coins were just they were just buying them back at spot. That was it. Now the sovereigns are like $2 or $3. Can't remember which. $3 over spot for everything but an Ego. I bet I could have sold my Eagles for $5 over spot.
Probably easy.
Mm-hmm. So that's because everything's tightened up on the GSR. That's how that worked out.
It's good to sell when it's like that.
Yeah.
Losing a bunch, right?
Yeah, like I said, I got really lucky on that trade because I just happened to buy all that generic when it was 100 to 1, 110 to 1, something like that, or 105 to 1. And then that was I bought all that generic when the GSR was that high. And then that's when all the premiums started to go through the roof on silver. This was right about 3 months after they officially declared COVID. Probably within 3 months after them officially making that declaration, That's when the premium started to go crazy stupid on silver. That's when I pulled out buying bullion and I switched out to a Constitutional. And then all the generics I had, again, like I said before, I was worried about losing out. Barely making spot. If making spot, I may end up selling under spot.
Mm-hmm.
So I was worried about losing out on all that generic that I had. So I decided instead to trade up for silver or trade up for an ounce of gold. Well, by the time I made that decision, it was like 2 months later. The GSR had tightened up to 77 to 1. So that worked out.
Yeah, you never know how it's going to be when it's your time to sell.
Well, I think we had enough time rambling on here, don't you?
Yep.
I have a feeling all the other channels are starting their streams. We were up to about 17, 18 viewers. Now we're down to 8. So I'm guessing all the other channels are starting their streams now. Which is about right. It's usually right about 8:30, quarter after 8. I think that's when the numbers start coming down because other streams are starting up their stuff. So that's always about the time we call it. Anyway.
Yep. Try again. Those pesos are good. We just talked about those earlier.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we did.
Yep. Starting to get late. Starting to get tired. Gotta get up early in the morning.
And now we know 21 dos pesos equals 1 ounce of silver or 1 ounce of gold. That's something I'll remember.
Yeah, I hope I will.
That's something I'll remember because if I wanted to get into fractional gold, I might go that route too over quarter ounce eagles or quarter ounce maples or quarter ounce Britannias or whatever.
All right. Something different.
Another avenue or mix it up. It just really depends on the best deal for the price.
That's kind of what I look for. What's a good deal?
All right, let's get on out of here. I know you gotta get up early. I'm off. I'm actually off tomorrow. So.
Oh boy.
Congratulations
on that.
I was scheduled to work, but we're not. Everything that had to get done got done before I went back to work today. I was off for the last 6 days, so that worked out. That worked out for me. I don't have to work. Hey, took a week off and I don't need to be there tomorrow, and I just have to be there for Saturday and Sunday, which will only be half days because it works out pretty good.
We're getting all our stuff done. The contractors are running into some issues, and they're going to have to be there half a day Saturday, but I'm not going to have to be, so I'm okay with that.
Now, if I wanted to make bank, I could have easily worked every single day this week because every single day this week would have been overtime for me.
Yeah,
I could have easily made bank, but I don't do that. So I've learned here recently that I rather have my days off than the paycheck sometimes, a lot of times anymore.
Yeah.
That's how it is for me. I rather have that time away from work than to be at work. Even though, I may not get that nice fat paycheck, but I enjoy my time.
Yeah, I'd rather be home. I don't punch a clock, so I don't know if I'm going to be getting any extra or not this week, but I'd rather be home regardless,
Yeah. All right, still, let's go on out here. Yep. Hey, everyone, thanks for coming by. Have a wonderful evening. Don't forget Silver Stacker Bingo this coming Saturday. We start the stream at 7 p.m. Eastern to allow anyone to sign up. And then we will actually start the actual bingo games themselves promptly, hopefully in theory, at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So come on by for Silver Stacker Bingo this coming Saturday. And we will see you all next Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern, going forward at a Stackers Gathering. All of our shows will start at 7 p.m. Eastern now instead of 6 p.m. Eastern. Give a chance for some more West Coast people to join the bandwagon here. So gives a chance for HVAC and still to get home from work too. So on those days.
Yeah, I was pushing it today.
What were you?
Yeah.
So I want another reason, not only to allow more West Coast people to join, but also give you guys an extra outage to get home and get settled in and stuff from work.
Yeah.
If I can make it later, I would. But with me working night shift, that's 7 o'clock is about the latest I can go.
Yep.
Now, if that ever changes, we might change it to 8 o'clock. We'll see. We shall see. All right. Still have a good night. Thanks for coming by, hanging out.
Yep. Have a great night, everybody. Have a happy and safe New Year's. Thanks for coming by and hanging out with us.
And same here from everyone here in the Hoosier Stacker family. Merry Christmas. Now, belated Merry Christmas. If I didn't say Merry Christmas to you, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Be safe. Be smart during this coming weekend. And we will see you in 2022 for bingo on the 1st, and then for a Stackers Gathering next Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Have a wonderful night, everyone. Just keep stacking. Good night.
See y'all.